Probably a lot of you guys saw the teaser that Plarium released yesterday, and everybody's wondering what is happening in Raid Shadow Legends. What is all that about? Are we gonna get a new dungeon? Are we gonna get new bosses, new champions? What is happening? If by any chance you did not have a chance to see it, guys, let me just quickly play it for you on the screen. 16 seconds long, and I'm gonna walk you basically through everything that is happening in the next few minutes. Lots of fire. And that was more to mock up for whoever was wondering. And as you guys can probably notice, we have the Raid Shadow Legends logo, and then we have three factions. We have the Sylvan Watchers, we have the Demon Spawns, and we have the Dwarves. Chaos awakes. Yes, you guessed that right. We are going to have a brand new dungeon, guys. And with it, of course, a new champion. Probably we are going to have more new champions. They are going to have some collaboration event. We don't really know exactly what, to be more specific. But I'm sure we're going to find out in the next few days. And of course, we're going to have tons of new event relics coming to the game as well. As you guys can probably notice in the background, this is going to be the new mythical champion or the new boss for the dungeon, guys. It does look pretty amazing, to be honest with you guys. And we actually have quite a bit of information. We're going to see the kit. We're going to see what this boss does. We're going to see exactly what we can expect in terms of rewards from the new dungeon, of course. So if we're going to head over to my file right here, everything was under embargo as usual, guys. So we're going to have a new event dungeon. The event dungeon is back, and this time a brand new mythical champion will be featured as the dungeon boss. For the first time, giving raiders a chance to fight a two-faced boss, Kurosa the Covetous. Despite being a support type champion in her base form, her abilities still scale off attack, which she will also fully utilize in her alternate form as an attack nuker. I gotta say it, this is going to be a very crazy champion. I'm not sure if it's just gonna be summonable as usual or they're gonna do something a bit more spectacular, but very, very interesting kit. And as you guys can probably notice, yes, is a demon spawn, right? Then, during the fight, players will need to adapt their teams in order to push through Kurosa's defensive buffs in the base form, which she uses to protect not only herself, but her allies as well. At the same time, players have to account for her hard-hitting nukes in the alternate form. Also being forged in flames, Kurosa is now being protected from HP burn debuffs compared to previous bosses. She will take only 1% of her max HP as HP burn damage, unique to her event dungeon boss role. So it's not going to be part of her actual kit. I guess they saw that HP burn used to be the most viable option versus these bosses, so they kind of like nuked it down. But on the other hand, remember that recently they changed the way poison detonation works. So who knows, maybe Xavia, Elenaril, they will actually be really strong versus this boss. But I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna have to wait and see. That's definitely something that I'll be trying first, okay? Then, your go-to strategy will be to bring strong support champions with no downtime on shields, healing, to protect the team from big nukes and powerful DDS to deal with Kurosa herself and her subjects. Basically, she will feature two new buffs, guys, and that's what will make her very strong. Fortify buff reduces any enemy ignore defense effects by 15 or 25%. That's what I said. She's going to be a pretty nasty champion. This is actually a very crazy buff, to be honest with you guys. Think about Harima, right? Harima has a passive. This is going to be a buff. Then you have the Shatter buff, which increases a champion's ignore defense effects by 7.5 or 15%. That's actually really, really good as well. Then, this is her kit right here, guys. I'm quickly going to walk you through it to kind of like have a better idea. The first form is support. She is Force Affinity. I'm pretty convinced that she's not going to be the mythical that will empower Carnage, right? Like, we have been asking for a long time. Who is empowering this champion? They said a new mythical at some point. but nothing just yet. So maybe she will be the one, maybe she won't be the one. Still not sure about that part. Then, with the very first skill, guys, which is Surge of Chaos and AoE, heals all allies. The value of the heal is proportional to this champion's attack. And of course, it will attack all allies. That's why it's AoE. Anything for Zeroth on the second skill. This will be on a 3-turn cooldown fully booked. Removes all debuffs from all allies. Places an increased attack buff and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to her attack. With the A3 running rampant, places a Taunt buff and a Fortify buff on this champion for 2 turns. So the Fortify buff, guys, reduces the ignore defense effects from enemies. Also places an unkillable buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Which is actually really strong. Shame that it's not on her as well, but hey, still good for the rest of the allies. Then, of course, you have the passive, receives 15% less damage for each ally alive. And active effect instantly transforms this champion into their alternate form whenever their last living ally is killed. Now, right here is not mentioning that she will instantly take a turn after, but I would assume the extra turn will count as an action, right? And she will be prompted to take that turn as soon as she metamorphs. I would assume, but not 100% sure. Then, increases all ally attack in all battles by 35%. That's the aura. Pretty good aura. Moving on to the second form. She looks badass in here. I love the design on her. Attack based. Of course, this is her damage form. So with the A1, Destroyer of all attacks one enemy 3 times. If this attack kills an enemy, deals pure damage to all other enemies. If the other enemies are not bosses or minions, the amount of pure damage dealt is equal to 30% of the initial target's max HP. If the other enemies are bosses or minions, the pure damage dealt is equal to 10% of their max HP instead. And this attack cannot be critical. Think about going in the spider dungeon, you kill a spiderling, bang, you're gonna deal damage versus the boss like an enemy max HP champion. So that is actually pretty straightforward. When we are talking about attacking non-bosses and minions, attacking champions either in arena or on waves, killing the highest HP target after you take that HP down a bit might be the best choice, because the higher the HP on the target that you're killing, the higher the pure damage dealt to all the other enemies is. Pure damage ignores everything. Passives, defense, everything basically, right? So it's a very powerful form of damage. With the second skill, Icon of Havoc, attacks all enemies. Before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies. Targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack cannot resist this effect. Really, really good, right? If you build her with high attack, you're gonna steal buffs without actually having to worry about accuracy. Also places a weaken debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Targets whose attack is equal or lower than this champion's attack cannot resist this effect. Very, very good once again. Then, with the A3 Ruthless Agent, places a Shatter buff and a 30% increased crit rate buff on this champion for 3 turns. Places a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Same story. If the enemies have equal or lower attack than this champion, they cannot resist the effect, which means that she will place that True Fear and grants an extra turn. Now, the crit rate buff is awesome. That means that you can build her with lower crit rate if you choose to. Keep in mind, we are in the era where buff strippers are pretty much everywhere. So I wouldn't rely on getting an increased crit rate buff on a nuker, at least for PvP, but that's me. And then Shatter is a buff that will enable this champion to ignore more defense, which is really, really good. Then with the passive, deals 15% more damage for each dead ally. Each critical hit boosts this champion's turn meter by 10 for each dead ally. I don't like this, okay? I don't like this. She's a damage dealer. She's an attack-based champion. Even on the support form, you're still going to prioritize high attack, right? So you need high attack for the heal, you need high attack for the shield on the first form. Which means that even though she gets all of the buffs, a bit of damage reduction on the first form and all that, she's still most likely going to be one of the first champions to die in your team. And this passive is not really going to bring you so much value unless this champion can actually be the last man standing. And personally, I really do not think that will be the case. I would prefer this deals 15% more damage for each ally alive. That makes more sense, right? But unfortunately, that is not the case. Maybe she hits super hard and we don't need that anyway, right? And you have the same attack aura for all battles. Overall, a pretty solid mythical champion, brings 2 new good buffs. I like it that you don't need the accuracy, to be honest with you guys. I think that's a very, very good thing. But we're going to have to wait and see the multipliers before we can actually say, yeah, she really smacks. Because if you are looking at her kit, she doesn't ignore any defense. She doesn't ignore any buffs, okay, with this, okay? Just the A1 deals pure damage, which cannot crit or anything like that. Then, what is the event dungeon actually bringing back? Pinpoint gear. I'm actually happy that they're still bringing back the pinpoint gear and they're not power creeping in another set into Raid Shadow Legends, because we already have so much power creep. I feel like I can't handle it anymore. So, a pinpoint set, spot on. Everybody needs it. No matter how big of a Kraken you are, you're still going to need better pieces and stuff. So I'm actually happy with this. Then we have new relics, guys. As part of the campaign, 8 exclusive themed relics. 8, not 2, 8 rare, epic, legendary, and mythical rarity will be introduced to the game. All relics will belong to the event relic group. During the campaign, players will be able to obtain unique craft materials for these relics in the selected tournaments and events. Very similar with what we had last time. Now I expect the mythical materials will be as rare as a freaking unicorn and dragon in real life, okay? How many times you've seen a dragon and a unicorn in real life? Never. So I feel like the mythical materials will be pretty much the same in the most pay-to-win events, champion chase tournaments, first place, those kind of disgusting things, right? 8 relics, that means that it's going to be extremely hard for us to get them. If they are not doing guaranteed for each single one of them, including the mythicals, a lot of people will never ever get these relics. And that is including filthy, degenerate, pay-to-win people as well. Myself, on the previous event dungeon, when we had the Cat's Gaze, I've completed probably 95% of all of the events and tournaments, collected 95% of the materials, okay? I haven't summoned not even one Cat's Gaze. I only got 2 of them, and both of them came from guaranteed events. So, the reason why I'm saying it, I am one of those filthy degenerate players, okay? And I haven't got it. So if you have my luck, you're probably gonna cry later because you're not putting your hand on legendaries, mythicals. So they need to make guarantees for all of them in Titan events or whatever the heck they are planning to do. Make sure you are doing them as guaranteed so everybody has a chance to get them, okay? If not, the event goes and we might never see this again, especially if they're very strong ones. I am totally against that type of thing. Same with the Cat's Gaze. Maybe we're never going to see that again, and so many people don't have it, right? And it's one of the most powerful relics in the game. Then, we have the Coalition event, guys, which is kind of like teased in that trailer that we watched before. An upcoming campaign will feature a brand new collaborative type of event. Now, they've done this in the past. They've done the Xena one. They've done the Monster Hunter. I can't even remember what else they've done, but they've done quite a few of them. Then they've done their own with the Asgardians. I'm not sure if this will be collaborative. I think it means that they will collaborate with a big brand, right? I think that's exactly what they mean with this. They've done the He-Man, right? So I think we can expect something else. Now, this team right here, I have no clue what it might be. I know a lot of people want to see God of War. A lot of people want to see Lord of the Rings and other things like that. This does feel a bit like Lord of the Rings to me, but you never know, right? It might be something completely different. But either way, in which collective efforts of all players is necessary to reach a shared goal, okay? Only once they've done some type of event where basically they accumulated points from all of the players in the game. And we got some rewards at the end, but To be honest, I have no idea for the moment what. Unfortunately, we do not know what these relics do for the moment. That's something that will be announced later on at some point. So once again, we're going to have to basically wait and see. The main point at the moment was the new boss champion, and most likely there will be more champions coming in with this one. Either way, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. One thing that I do want to mention, if you care about your account, I would start saving energy. I would start saving gems. I would start saving silver. I would start saving shards, okay? Last time we had a Titan event. If you're not preparing now, and I'm basically giving you an early start right here, if you're not preparing now with resources, you're guaranteed to miss out on relics or some other important rewards. Maybe an amazing fusion, maybe an amazing guaranteed event that they might be doing. Keep all that in mind. Skip the events that are just randomly dropping in. Like right now, I'm very tempted to actually skip Heraclitus, okay? Even though I really want to get a champion, I'm kind of like, ooh, what should I do now, right? We have this announced. I will probably need like 30, 40 sacred shards to ensure that I'm going to be able to complete most of these events and get the rewards. Maybe more than that. So that instantly clicks in my mind. Then we have this freaking Summon Rush that seems like is giving me mythical skill tomes. I desperately need mythical skill tomes. And you're getting 50% more event points on primal shards. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? You know what I'm going to do most likely? Do not open any of these shards. We don't know what event we're going to have for this weekend. We know it's going to be some 15x progressive chance. I doubt it that they're going to do an event on primal shards, even though they are giving us more points. I think they're just trying to deplete our primal shards for whatever else might be coming, okay? So just be prepared, guys. Start saving up resources. You'll thank me later. As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. If you enjoy the content, do me a solid, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and help me out with that YouTube algorithm. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.